Happy Tuesday. We call this Powerful Tuesdays. I'm just going to share a few minutes with you, and I'm not going to get in depth with theology or spirituality or different type of talks. I'm just going to share something very simple, but I believe it's profound. Whatever you love, you'll value. Whatever you value will take a precedence over other things. When it takes a precedence over other things, it will naturally establish a priority of importance. And whatever is the priority of importance, that's what you're going to do. Whatever you love, you're going to value. Whatever you value, you're going to prioritize. And whatever you prioritize has taken the precedent of what's going on. It establishes the rhythm. I don't need to give you a scripture of this. I don't need to tell you high spiritual thoughts on that. I don't have to tell you that you come from God. I don't have to tell you that you're the divine. Let's just scratch all of that. Whatever you love, you're going to value. Whatever you value is going to naturally establish the priority and the precedence of what you do. Whatever you do, you're going to see what value or what love you get from it. If you do something and you don't get any love from it, how you doing, sir? Jerome, Kathy, Jason, Audrey, everybody, Bridget, everybody who's on. When you do something, you're going to see what value does it give me. If it gives me something worth something, I'm going to naturally keep doing it. If you tell me to connect to something and I don't feel any value in it, whether it's good or bad, if I don't feel that it's giving me something worthy, then I'm not going to do it. Now, when it comes to God, no person could tell you what you're going to get from it. And when it comes to spirituality, nobody could teach you what you're going to get from it, because whatever they teach you may not be something you find prioritizing or worthwhile. It's what you get from it. It's what you get from your search that determines the value and the love and the priorities in your search. Priority is established by what you love. What you love is what's valuable. No one can teach value. Value is objective. It's in the eye of the beholder. It's what you see from it. Nothing deep. If I'm doing something and it doesn't give me any worthiness, then it's going to be hard to do. And so many times we teach from an obligatory blessing feeling. Do this with God. Now you don't like it, but press and do this with God, He's going to bless you. Well, we value blessing, but we may not value the process in which the blessing comes. So you got to scratch that. What do you love? What holds the most value to your heart? Because whatever is valuable is going to naturally empower you with strength. Whatever is not valuable won't give you strength. It's not a matter that the devil came and did it. If I don't feel that I love it, then I can't remember it. It's not on the top of the chain. I can't prioritize it if it's no value with me. And so many times we live with an obligatory knowledge of something that we really don't like, but we feel we have to have it if we're going to get by. Well, that's not a great life. So stop it. I'm just going to ask a simple question. What do you value? Because whatever you value, you want. Whatever you want, you love. If you love it, priority is natural. You're going to always put what you like at the top and what you don't like at the bottom. I mean, it's just simple. Whatever I love is going to take precedent over this or that. And it could be something I need. But if it's something I love, it's going to take the precedence. I'm going to be late for things that I don't value. I'm going to be late. I'm going to be undisciplined. I'm going to easily forget. I'm going to procrastinate. I'm going to wait. I'm going to make excuse for everything that does not take precedence of value or validity to me. It's simple. The kingdom is not some theological reference of, this is his reign, is it? No. If I value what God is. Now, you have to ask yourself, what is God to you? Yeah, the value of dirt will not be the same to a farmer. The value of dirt will not be the same to a farmer and a singer. What I want from it will determine, that's right, what you want from it determines the worth of it. That's value of it. So, what is God to you? I can tell you God is this and God is that, but you might not value my descriptive. And so you'll feel you'll have to search for my descriptive. Well, I can't give you a descriptive. It's what do you want from it, and is God fulfilling it? Are you fulfilling it? Your value is based on how you see yourself. Simple. Just simple. Everybody say simple. If I value something, I love it. If I love it, I value it. If I value it, it takes precedence. And whatever it gives me determines how high I prioritize it. Whatever a certain thing gives me the most will determine how high I put it. Whatever gives me the least will be at the bottom of the totem pole. Whatever gives me the most what? What do you want at the time? Whatever gives me the most happiness, the most significance will be high on my totem pole. Whatever takes the most from me, if it takes discipline and courage and work and change, well, I might put that at the bottom based on the convenience you understand, based on the convenience that it takes from me. Simple. We don't need to open the Bible, and I don't need to open it, and I don't need to say, the divine. I don't need to say, I don't need to talk. I don't have to talk about create nothing. What you love, you value. What you value, you love. Whatever you love sets a precedence of importance. So what's important? It doesn't matter the nature of it. See, when you feel obligated, you're going to always put God in that slot, because you feel obligated to put God in that slot as though God is crazy and don't know that he's not the priority. Your sincerity may be in the right place, but your present need and worth may be greater than God. So what is God to you? See, when you have a misrepresentation or a misinterpretation of God, you will have a misinterpretation of yourself. So value would be misinterpreted. Divine nature, goals will be misinterpreted because you have a misinterpretation of God. God is like somebody we got to say is number one. So you'll say God is number one, but you'll give him number 10 service. We'll always say God is the highest thing in my life, but we'll give him the least amount of pursuit because we're obligated to say God is greater. And then the things that you say are nothing are really greater because it'll find you there the most. You're there the most. You're around it the most. Whatever you seek to be around the most is valuable to you. And then we say we're with God and we just look like somebody just slapped something out of us. We just look like, wow. Because we think God is church, or God is prayer, or God is just good stuff. So we haven't discovered what God is. If you hear about God at church, you're going to always think he's at church. But what you really love is out in your world. The people, the places, the things. I don't know. Because sometimes in religion, we declare what's good and we declare what's bad. It's like we haven't found the good in everything. We just says, this is good over here and that's bad over there. And if you want to be accepted by the people, you will say, this is good, when really your heart wants to be over there. So it creates a separation and a frustration in you and anxiety because you're saying that what you really want is bad, but you really want it. You're trying to make it bad, but you really want it. So what do you love? Whatever you love you value. Whatever value, you protect it. Whatever you value, you protect it the most. When you buy expensive shoes, they don't come with a book. They tell you how to clean them, but they don't tell you how to store them. The money you pay for the most expensive thing you love, the money tells you, keep this in the back. The old shoes you don't care about, you just kick them off in the living room. But those $800 shoes you done bought, they're in the closet, still in the box, in the suede wrap, or in that little cover that it comes in, that little bag that it comes in the box. Those old sandals you got that you don't really care about, you kick them off outside. You got one shoe in the house and one shoe outside. That's Payless shoes. You don't even care about them. Them shoes in the backyard. You understand what I'm saying? They're outside. You got one shoe in the car, one shoe on the sidewalk. You're like, where are your shoes? It's outside. You understand? But the expensive stuff you protect because they're a priority. Whatever is a priority takes the prior rhythm over everything else. You consult with your priority. See, whatever is beautiful to you, you will consult with it first. You will consult with what you've prioritized, and your priority will determine where you go first. Some folks are late for church because their priority said go late. It wasn't because they were tired. It's because their priority says this is not first. You know, a lot of us get on Facebook and say, God is number one, God is first. No, whatever is first will prioritize all of your life from this one central thing. First doesn't mean it's number one. First means it's the rhythm that establishes everything in your life. See, in order for something to be first, it don't necessarily mean it's number one. You know, I get up and I pray first. Before I do anything, I go to God first. It don't mean which space it's in. It means that it establishes everything for you. Whatever you love the most will establish the rhythm of everything. And it will prioritize everything in your life according to its need or value. When the kingdom or your divine identity is valued, see, you can't value anything you don't understand. And you can't value anything you don't know, and you can't value anything that you can't talk about. You can't value anything that you can't interpret. So when your life is valuable, is number one, it will establish everything that comes in and everything that goes out. How many of you understand what I'm saying? It's simple. Everybody say simple again. Say simple part two. Simple part two. I'm not going to hold you. So I don't have to get into that. It's just whatever you value the most will prioritize everything. If you really love this or that, you're going to protect it. If you protect it, you're going to prioritize it. And so many times we learn what you're supposed to do. As a believer, you're supposed to. And we're so full of supposed tos till we don't have a natural rhythm that we live because we're busy supposing to do stuff that really doesn't hold a value in our heart whatsoever. So when the spirit of wisdom or the divine life is always seen as something that you're supposed to do, you'll never really see it. You will never really see it because it's something I'm supposed to do. But you can never prioritize anything you're supposed to do. But you can prioritize what you love. You can prioritize what you protect. And whatever I love, I value. Whatever I value, I protect. Whatever I protect creates a priority. I consult with my priority to see where this fits in or where it doesn't fit in. And if it doesn't agree with my priority, it's not first. To some of you, fear is first in your life. Because worry is first in your life. Because you value the opinions of another. So when you value the opinion of another, you get your acceptance from them because you value someone else's perception of you more than you value your perception of your own self. So if you don't value your perception of your own self, you're going to naturally give that power to another